나와서.
EA Sports is proud to present today's PGA Tour coverage. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo set to call all the action here at the Wells Fargo Championship. We are at Quail Hollow, and Frank, it is really one of the best courses on tour.
It is the great state of North Carolina, where Donna Ross developed so many great courses. They're the sort of courses that we're used to seeing, but this is a relatively new golf course. First opened up in 1961, but it certainly fits in with the North Carolina landscape. Mature trees, holes well cut out, beautiful greens, and interesting finish.
How do you like that finishing stretch? They call it the Green Mile.
Some might think it's purgatory, but I think it's the perfect touch to a great golf course. When he goes after it like he is here, Rich, that is annihilation of a golf ball.
Absolutely love it. I mean, he just tore that thing to pieces. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living. This looks like it's going to find the target.
I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
Just a tap in to finish the hole.
Great start.
Frank, a nice mix of opening holes here at Quail Hollow in the Wells Fargo Championship. Pretty short par 3 here at the second.
180-yard shot. We'll play more like 175 for the half a club downhill. There's much more green on that right side. If you're not too sure what club to hit, then you should stay away from that left side.
So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this. How did that not go in?
Just a little too much juice on that birdie putt, Frank.
It was bold, very bold.
Just a couple of feet. He'll take par and move on. This is a strong par 4, 452 yards, the third hole. It's a good challenge, Frank.
It is. Big sweeping dogleg left. Actually in a straight line. It's 315, 320 yards to run out. So if you hit the ball further than that, it's going to have to draw. Otherwise, you'll be hitting in the rough on the other side. Still a lengthy shot under there on a green that actually has 3 different levels.
A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. Frank, on an uphill shot like this one, did you do anything differently in terms of your setup over the ball?
Yeah, I made sure the ball wasn't too far forward, because on an uphill shot, there's always a struggle to get all your weight going forward.
Oh, it looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Frank, what's the best way to get at this hole location on the approach at the third?
Second shot plays a little bit uphill, plus that general slope from the left to right.
This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. Bogey there, Frank, but really not a big deal as we look at the leaderboard. Action is underway, and we'll take you out to hole number 4. Frank, this would be a good time to get it going. Made some pars to this point, but if you want to win, you have to make birdies.
Rich, I think the thought of winning has to be removed from one's psyche right now. You've just got to worry about what's in front of you. It just looks confused, forgetting about playing the actual game itself. Winning happens by a series of good shots. It's get back to the basics of playing golf.
Frank, what are we looking at here on the second shot to the 4th?
Another green with 3 different levels. This time, though, the green runs away a lot from the right towards the left. You cannot afford to miss the green on the right.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I'd say.
I mean, really on top of his game right now. That was a splendid approach shot. Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. Now to the first par 5 here at Quail Hollow, the 5th hole. It's 570 yards, and it would seem, Frank, that this tee shot sets up well for a guy like Rory McIlroy.
It does. Someone that hits it long and moves the ball right to left, and that's what you're going to have to do here. One of the main reasons for that is not necessarily the dog leg, but the fact that the fairway, Rich, slopes away from you. It slopes to the right and away. So that makes that tee shot so much more difficult.
Couldn't have done much better than that. An eagle is very possible. And getting ready for the putt. Continuing to putt with confidence. Frank, in today's modern game where players are hitting it so far, I always feel like one of the more exciting holes is a reachable par 5, and here we are at the 5th, 570 yards.
Yeah, this is reachable providing you hit a good drive. Otherwise, it becomes very awkward on the layup. Sort of often threading the ball out of trees and just trying to find some sort of third shot. So to your point, big advantage with a good tee shot here.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach giving him another good look. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Trying to stay steady, make a par. So has the par. Moving on to the next hole, and the lead, Frank, is very much intact. Well, Frank, an eagle is in play here at the par 5 7th.
And a 6 and a 7 and an 8 or a 9, actually. This is a potential scorecard record, the 7th hole. Many a tee shot has found that creek on the right, trees, problems on the left. There's no question there's a reward for a good tee shot here. But then there's a decision on do you go for this par 5 and 2. It's not overly long, just over 530 yards. It is very tempting.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole.
Oh, this is right at it.
Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Now the third shot at the par 5. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, there's a lot to chew on here as you get to the tee at the 532-yard par 5-7.
In today's game, 530 plus change you'd think is incredibly short. And look at the trouble in front of you. Water all the way down the right side and around that right side of the green. Bunkers left. This is not for the faint of heart.
Well, that's the way you draw it up here at the 8th. You want to get it out there. He's done that, and he's kept it in the fairway. From a perfect position, ready to play his next shot. This is how the game is supposed to be played. This has been just outstanding. Beautiful to watch. Pretty good shot right there, about 10 feet away, setting up the putt for birdie. Getting set now over the putt. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Shouldn't be a problem here. Come on, you have to make that, don't you? Drop shot here at the 8th. It's a very makeable putt here. He is currently 5 under for his round.
In this situation, Richard, bogey's not all that bad. Still has the lead.
Frank, this is a really good way to finish out the front side here at Quail Hollow. 495-yard par 4.
Yeah, it's the longest par 4 at Quail Hollow. Some say it might be the toughest. I'm not quite in that camp. And the reason why, that green slopes in from both sides, the left and the right. But you can see why good drivers have done well here, because there's a big reward for thumping a big, long, straight drive down here.
Good tee shot right in the fairway and plenty long. Our featured golfer setting up for another approach. Really needs to get something going here, Frank.
And that green right now must look like the size of a thimble.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. We are set at Quail Hollow for the backside. The 10th hole, Frank, 469 yards.
And a nice par 5 where a good drive means that you can reach this par 5 in 2. Just trying to avoid that bunker down the left. Second shot's going to play a little downhill.
Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up.
It's that sneaky distance.
Frank, this is just an absolute bludgeoning right now. An eagle, and the lead widens. Back here at the par 4 11th at Quail Hollow, set to tee off. What's the right game plan here, Frank?
Oh, there's two really. That left bunker off the tee, it's about 265 yards to get it on the fairway, or 308 yards, 310 yards run out there. I've seen players just try and carry the bunker, sort of set up a short iron, and I've seen players like Rory McIlroy just try and blast a driver with a hook on it. Both strategies have worked.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there. Should be safely on deck.
Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Score that a birdie. Here we are now at the 12th, and Frank, this is a beautiful but dangerous hole, par 4.
It is in a number of ways. The hole bends gently to the right, which you'd think would favor a nice little fade, but the fairway just seems to shrink up. I've seen this fairway missed by so many good players. And plus it's yardage, 450 odd. You can't really lay back too far, otherwise you've got too long for your second shot.
Nice drive, right in the fairway, and a good swing on that one. Frank, this is a position where the player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today? He's made it. Frank, I think the mark of a good golf course design, changing directions. We go from a right to left hole, now at the 12th, to a left to right hole.
Yeah, there's no two holes at Quail Hollow that look the same. And this one's slightly downhill, fairway tilts a little bit to the right, and it's a bit of a sleeper. And plus you add in on top of that 450 yards plus. This is a fairway that has to be hit.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Par yesterday, now for birdie.
Comfortably knocks it in.
Well, Frank, as we arrive at the par 4 14th, just 345 yards, our players no doubt are looking for a little advice from a guy who's been there. You've done it at the highest level. What's the right play here?
Rich, after all these years, I think it's like a modified tee shot. And what I'm going to say with that is like a strong 3-wood, something that pitches around 270 and kicks 30 or 40 yards, finishes up about 20 yards short of the green. I think that's the best ploy. You won't be able to get at all the flags, but I think you'll play the hole under par for the week.
When's the right time to pull out the big driver and have a go at this green?
I don't think there is, but maybe you at home should try.
You've got to be kidding me. That was right on the edge.
I tell you, he wants to do over there.
This would be nice. A birdie on the card. See if he can make it. Makes the putt for a birdie. Now at the par 5, 15th hole, 577 yards. Frank, you remember what Rory McIlroy did here in 2000?
Well, when he goes after it like he is here, can a ball explode?
That is big. I mean, really big.
Smoked that one.
Outstanding tee shot.
Yeah, ball sitting up. You don't have to worry about the wind or anything there. You just take a full-blooded cut at the second shot from here. This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. Frank, better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that looked like it was headed for that thick stuff the whole way, but a little fortunate. But then I guess you're allowed that in this game.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Seems to really have the touch today. Now as we arrive at the par 5 15th hole here at Quail Hollow, 577 yards. Frank, I think a player has to be thinking about doing what Rory McIlroy did in 2010.
It's the last of the holes that you can really be aggressive on, Rich. So a good drive down here. I'm well aware of the fact that there's water on the left. This is a good chance to make something happen before you play the green mile.
And that's what McIlroy did. Hit a tracer, then a 5-iron, knocked it in for eagle, shot 62, and won for the first time on the PGA Tour. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Good-looking shot right here. Pure strike. Good result.
And that is close.
And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Frank, the 17th here at Quail Hollow. It is all you want.
And a bit more, actually. The only advantage the player has that plays a little bit downhill. But when you look at the lake in front of you, if there's any swirling breeze out there, it just becomes a nightmare trying to choose the right club.
This could be a good one. Just a case of a hole suiting the player's eye. Made the birdie yesterday, and he has a good chance to make another one today. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, and trying for another one today. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Here we are, the 18th hole at Quail Hollow. Simply put, Frank, a player needs to hit maybe his best tee shot of the day.
I would agree with you, Rich. If you were to measure this hole from trees on the left to trees on the right, it's actually a really wide fairway, expansive land. That creek that just meanders its way through the middle of this hole completely changes the nature of this hole. And consequently, you hit the nail on the head. If you don't hit a good tee shot, you will rack up something here. And I've got no idea how big it'll be.
He has just hammered this drive here at the 18th, and now he is in a really good position to make a birdie here on the final hole. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
That's an outstanding shot right there, and it sets up a really good look at birdie. Frank, we have said it over and over. Another birdie. There you have it. Round 3 is finished, and it was a good one, Frank.
Yeah, after 3 rounds in, you really could start to see who could take home the trophy when it's all said and done. Great play, though, up until this point. Round 4 should be an absolute thriller.
CBC Naruto, over and out.